Hello and welcome to Alaga's English. This video is to give you the details of what your individual assignments will be and what will be required of you. The syllabus that is already posted is kind of a general overview, including some of the literature. This is intended to be a more specific explanation of what your daily requirements will be with the class. So it requires largely that you understand Google Classroom, how Google Classroom works. All the assignments will be posted there, and that you will turn them in there. You will have them turned back. You will receive a score. There are rubrics for all of the assignments and an opportunity for you to ask questions and receive feedback in Classroom. So I will be putting up a video to go over the details of Google Classroom so that if you're not sure how to do these things, I will make sure that you understand. If you're unsure, please reach out and contact me or someone else to clarify how to use Google Classroom. All of the daily agenda assignments are in Google Docs. You will have one assigned to you. You will have the template already set up. Your job will be to go through them and complete the different aspects of the assignment. But again, knowing how to navigate Google Docs, how to do some of the basic activities in there are important in the class. So I'll be giving a little bit of basic instruction on that. And if you aren't sure how to use this product, again, ask for help or reach out so that you feel confident with Google Classroom and Google Doc in my class. Each one of the assignments I will refer to as an agenda because although it's an assignment singular, it's actually a series of assignments that are in that agenda. And these series of assignments, these series of tasks are always set up in roughly the same framework and in the same order so that you get comfortable with it, you know what's expected, you know exactly what the next one's going to be. So they fall into these categories. First, I want to stress at the heart of this class, foundational to this class, is spending time reading. So a top goal of this class is to raise your reading level up, not only your comprehension, but also your deeper critical analysis of the material that you are reading. And because the class is focused around that reading, the assignments on each agenda are also around that. So before you begin your reading each class, each assignment, there will be a pre-reading activity, an activity to get you ready for the pages, to not only do a review, but also to prepare you with ideas or vocabulary or themes that are going to be in the upcoming reading, and I'm going to hope for you to understand when we're done. So this takes the form of usually some type of writing, an opportunity to discuss it either when we do it digitally, whether we can discuss it in terms of putting answers up to be shared or a live discussion. I also provide lecture and notes ahead of time that will be videos that are posted along with slide decks with the information for you. So before you even begin each set of reading, the pre-reading activity should have you ready for the reading and understanding where you are. The reading itself, you'll see, is reading along. So reading independently, sitting quietly, reading the material on your personal device or obtaining a hard copy of it. That's, of course, requirement number one in most classes. But in my class, I am going to provide audio for everything that you are going to be asked to read. I create the audio that will be available through the PDF and available through Spotify through my podcast. So you can read along while listening to the audio, or you can just listen to the audio with your earbuds on your phone with hopes that you'll understand there's a value in reading along with the text. But understand that the reading independently is not the number one expectation. You can choose any one of these three in order to engage the text, but it is required in my class that you be actually reading the text. Why? Because once you have read, you're going to be required to do these 3 things as you read. So rather than give you tests or give you a big long essay at the end of the reading, you're going to be asked to do these 3 things as you read through the material. First, a summarization, which is a ultra brief key details of what you have read. They are focused on character and plot elements. The analysis is focused more on thematic, on motifs, on other sorts of kind of opinions on the reading. They require a closer read where you look at the specific text, you make reference to that specific text. And I usually have some sort of a prompt that focuses you on some thematic element that I want for you to analyze as you read. And then once the reading is done at the end of class, there is always some sort of an activity to kind of bring closure to what we have read. This is either in the form of another discussion format and or a project that we will be working on. For example, here at the beginning of school, at the beginning of the school year, we'll be working on a project where you will be writing your own memoirs. You will create a timeline of important events in your life, and you will choose one to write a more extended story memoir of that. My grading policies. First of all, the grading is all done inside of Google Classroom. So to understand how agendas are assigned, how I return them, I make comments inside the docs. I also have rubrics that are inside of the Google Doc and inside of Classroom. There are 2 criteria that all assignments are judged on. Criteria number 1 is whether or not it was complete. This is often called quantity, but I like the term completion. If I ask you to respond to a prompt and I ask for a minimum number of sentences or words, whether or not you responded to the prompt, whether or not you gave what I considered an adequate quantity to address it. The second part is whether you are matching the mastery standards in the California Common Core. And so if you are completing the assignments, I will have examples of your work which will show how you are moving towards your mastery. Yes, if you are showing mastery and have not completed everything, the mastery counts for more. But in general, it is hard to assess mastery unless I have a certain amount of completion. You will receive rubric feedback on all assignments that will reflect this information. And you will also receive comments inside the document and inside of Classroom that will help you understand why you're receiving the scores that you are. This is also posted through Synergy. So your Synergy student view will have the Google Classroom grade linked. But because there is some discrepancy, some difference between Google Classroom and how it assesses grades and how Synergy assesses grades, I want to really stress that it is the Google Classroom grade and those scores which are the accurate ones. And the Synergy grade, I will only occasionally make sure are the same, like at regular grading periods. So if you have questions about the differences, please again contact me and ask me. We will be beginning very soon with our first assignment, which is on memoirs, and it will look just like this. If you have any questions during class, in the middle of an assignment, wherever you are, please contact me through Classroom, by sending an email, or through various other means.